else. Let's see if we can, yeah, like, oh no, that's worse. Let's just do that. So, I think my laptop's dying, guys, and it would not run the live stream. So we're going to try and do a die stream from the mobile. Hey, Chris Bragg, welcome to the chat. You're first in this chat. I saw some action happening in the other chat. So I'm going to try and tilt this down over the die pans, which I should probably turn on. Totally frazzled this morning, totally frazzled. Hey, but frozen. Oh, am I frozen for everybody or just you, Chintami? Also, can you hear me? That's another good question because I'm using a different mic setup than usual. And I just jerry-rigged it into my mobile phone instead of through my laptop, so we'll see. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's working for Stacy. Yes, for Jess. Hey, Tammy. Fine on bright on the day. Excellent. You guys are awesome. Thank you for letting me know. So thank you, phone thing. So I've got you set up on the bendy arm thing that I normally put the drop down on. So for those of you that get a little motion sick, I've just realized I'm not going to be able to, hang on, I'm going to have to see if we can flip the camera. Are you ready, guys? I'll put it over the pans first because if you think that's messy, you don't want to see what's that way. Honestly, it's like racks of dye and all that good stuff. All the good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to move you. So if you get motion sickness or anything like that, shut your eyes now. I'll tell you when to reopen your eyes, okay? So we're going to do some wiggly, jiggery, pokery. Okay, let me see. That. All right. Okay, you can open your eyes now. I've just got to, I'll just pop that there. Okay, can you all still see and hear and everything good? So we're over the die pans. I'm going to turn them on. Let's hope that they don't blow up the house. I actually put hot water into them already because I boiled up the other pot that's next to me. Hang on. There we go. Alrighty, they're going. Okay, I can't really see the chat very well. I'm just going to see if I can watch the chat from my laptop, which I might just make sure that's muted because that would be really weird. So let's see if it will let me connect to the internet. So this morning I had everything all set up. I was still frazzled, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to lie to you. I was totally running behind. So if anyone can pop out into the, if one of the mods there can jump into the other chat and just let everyone know to refresh and come to the new chat, that would be great. Sorry guys, this is so exciting for you looking at empty pans. So I've got, oh, I can't even show you the photos that we're going to die to because they're all in the laptop. Oh my god. Oh, this is totally the worst. All right, so it's going to be mystery die stream. Yep, the chickens are coming. All right, let me have a look here. YouTube, don't be a butt. Apparently that is not available. Go away. Can you hear my chickens? Alrighty, I'm just gonna, so that's going, okay, so I can put this on so I can watch the chat and I can also double check what you guys are saying. Okay, yay, pop out the chat. Kill that. All right, make the chat big so I can read what you're saying. Sorry guys, so technical and boring. Okay, everyone's here. Yes to here. I had two windows open just before and was listening to you with an echo. Oh, that's weird. You could take the phone off the mount and show your laptop screen. What I could actually do is actually just every now and again tilt it up because the laptop's right, like here, look. Ready for movement, guys. I can actually just, oops, don't do that again. I accidentally hit the button that powers up. Oh, and no, I'm not comfortable moving that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it like that either. I think I'm just going to leave it right here and not touch it. Okay, guys, so boring pans of boring. In our pans, we have our acid water. So, and then I put my hands in the acid water. It's just citric acid, which is actually really good for your skin. I've got just enough in there just to do some shallow dyeing. I don't think we could see the screen well enough anyway. Oh, thank you, Kim. That's reassuring. So if you guys are not on mobile devices and you are, or on a laptop and you can switch screens, so I've got YouTube Red, so I can actually go and look at other stuff while still listening to my YouTube videos. So if you want to go and have a look in Instagram under the hashtag Fiberific, all the photos that I'm looking at are on there. So we've got a couple of photos that we actually got a few new ones this week, and we had some from last week. And I've just sort of done a smattering of what we've got. Now, I have to be really, really honest and upfront, which is to say that I hurt my leg again last week. Don't ask me how, because I have no idea. I woke up with it hurt, so I damaged myself in my sleep. And so I may not be able to do a full-length live stream. In saying that, it's already 10:20 now, so, you know, yay. What we're going to start with is I just want to open up Instagram here so I can have a look at the picture. Luckily, I'm running everything off 2 totally separate networks. And so the audio's all right, you guys. It's just going to take a little second, just because my laptop is really upset with me right now. We're going to search for the Fiberific inspo tag so I can see the photos I'm going to dye towards. Can you shush that chicken outside, please, Abby? She's bringing the rest. Look, she's called in the forces. We're about to be invaded by chickens, guys. Invaded by chickens. Okay, so what we're going to do first is something a little bit Christmassy. If I can ever get this to open, which it appears it's never going to open. There we go, Fiberific inspo. Our Christmassy one that came through was of a gorgeous nutcracker. Now, in saying that, he is not here. Where is he gone? He was here. I saved him. He's gone. Oh, I was planning on doing a nut. Can anyone see the nutcracker? That's for some reason I'm only getting top posts, and I know there's more than that. I'm back. Well, I'm on my laptop, Abby. I don't have the same functionality as I do on a phone. Brighten the day. That's right. It's yours. It's totally yours. It's okay. I did save it. So pictures in my camera roll. Nutcracker. Where are you? There you are. There we go. I've got a big picture of Brighton_Victoria's image of her pastel-y nutcracker. So I don't have any colours mixed up, but what I'm thinking is we're going to go some of that soft tealy colour of the stockings, the pinks of his jacket and of his hat, and then we're going to see about adding in some of those darker purples and greens, but we'll see how I feel about it as we go along. How does that sound? Does it sound all right? So first things first, we need dye. I'm just seeing, oh yeah, my microphone's over this way now, so I can walk over here. You guys can still hear me, I'm assuming. We want pink, and we want green. No, we want that light blue. And then we will want green and some purple. You'd think I'd be organised, but you'd be wrong. Alright, let's bear to God. Okay, so today we're going to be using these very, very well used and well loved jacquard dyes. Okay. Where are we? I need that chat to come back up. Is this a private account? That would be why we can't see. We can hear you though. It does sound like you're in a different room. Oh, okay. Maybe the microphone's not working.
Maybe it's too loud.
Well, I can't control the microphone volume.
No, I mean like put it up to.
How does that sound? Did that make any difference to the audio? I don't know if it did. Let me know if that made any difference, if you can hear it at all. Did you guys hear a difference to my audio? I tried a setting. It may not have worked. It probably didn't, based on today's luck. Alright, so I'm thinking we might make the nutcracker The sound is fine. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't think my little microphone's even connected in. I think you guys are just getting the straight up phone audio. So if you can hear Abby in the background when I was talking before, then you can. Then you could. Yeah. So I probably could unplug entirely. Alrighty. Andrea.
Yes.
Would you mind grabbing me 4 skeins of the 8-ply, please? I've got help today, guys, so I don't have to run around like a lunatic. Brighten the Day has changed her account privacy so we can all see the photo. Thank you, Brighten the Day. We're just going to start laying some yarn in. I think we're going to go this way for funsies. Alright, now see how this has absorbed basically all the water out of that pan? That's bad. Let's just say bad. So I've got a pot here of some extra hot water so I can make sure that we don't burn our yarn, because that's really bad. Let's just say that's bad. So you always want to have some moisture, because burnt wool, stenchy, guys. Totally stenchy. And I don't recommend it. Needless to say, it makes your wool unusable, let alone anything else. So, you know, we want our wool usable, right? It's kind of the point of all this. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to hit you. Okay, that one will need a smidge more water as well. What did I do with the little jug? Okay. Now, you guys know my little dyeing rule of lighter to darker when we're doing this kind of dyeing, so that if you make mistakes, you can fix them. Hopefully. Dye wench in the house. Hi, Jackie Doyle. Everyone's happy with how it sounds? Excellent. Is this the Andromeda? Yes, it is. This is the DK Andromeda. So this is a pure wool. I'm just checking I just touched the water to make sure it's not getting too hot. Because see this movement, we don't want that movement, that's bad. Movement bad. Isn't it, Andrea?
Yes.
Bubbles bad.
Bubbles bad.
Bubbles bad. Okay, so in the background here, you can't see them, but we have Abby and Andrea. So Andrea's not in the chat today, although she could totally be in the chat on her phone. Oh, she doesn't have a mobile. All right, so Andrea's not in the chat today at all. So I'm going to be mixing up some pink. So we want it just to be soft. So we don't want it too harsh and bright. Jackie's in the pajamas. Bubbles are bad. That's right. Bubbles are bad. Here we go. More bubbles. Go away, bubbles. Stop that. That's as low as you can go. Oh, that accidentally turned you off. Okay. What day is it again today? What have I got here? 1/4 teaspoon. Which I'm not going to... Alrighty. So we've got... Hey, Andrew, do you reckon you could grab me some small glass jugs, pretty please, for Crispies? Also, I'm breaking all the dye rules and I'm mixing dye without a mask. I do not recommend mixing your dyes without a mask. It is unsafe, it is unhealthy, and don't do it. But says Chantel who's doing it. Because dye particles are fine, and you can breathe them. Thank you, Andrew. You can breathe them in really, really easily. And they're you know, even natural dye is full of toxic stuff, guys. Like, that's what it boils down to. You know, everyone talks about you should use natural dyes because they're better for you. Do you know what else is natural? Arsenic. Arsenic occurs naturally. And do you know what arsenic can do to you? Make you dead. So we don't do that. So we're going to start with this hat. So we've got a bit of hat going on here on each one. And Chantel might read the comments out. I might read the comments out. You're quite right. I'm not wearing a Santa hat, no. What do you think of this pink? Does this pink work? Just remember that everything gets softer. So while it's wet, it's bright, and then once it's sort of less bright, less wet is what I'm trying to say, then it's got the thing. Andrew, is there the table? Oh, there's the tablespoon measure. Sorry. I'm doing everything the long and hard way today, guys. We're using a mobile phone for a dye stream. Alright, now we try to make the other one match. I don't know if you can see the whole thing over here, because the mobile phone does not have quite the same widescreen reach as my other camera did. But we're doing this. But the more I think about it, guys, the more I think it's my laptop that is the problem. We had really good internet. We had really good internet. So hashtag Fiberific inspo and the nutcracker pic should be there. Now, I made his hat that little bit brighter, but what I want to do now is just add a bit more water to the pink, just to water it down. Now, it's not going to change the intensity of the colour too much, but it will a little. Okay, so it'll just go that bit further and be a bit paler, but it'll still be, like, it doesn't make it, I don't know how to describe this. When you water down these dyes, you're watering them down, you're not actually diminishing what they are. Actually, I could just about pour. I might pour a bit through the middle there. So we'll have a hot pink section with a softer pink middle. We've got some bubbles happening there. I might turn that one off. I might turn them both off for a minute while we place our dye. Alright. Got our pinks. Thanks, Andrea. Andrea and Abby just been running around like loons for me this morning. Although, probably more so Andrea. Abby argued with everything. Why does Mum need a coffee? Because she's going to eat you if she doesn't have coffee. That's why Mum needs a coffee. Alright, so we've used up that jug of pink. Now, I do want to use some more pink, but I might wait a little bit and we'll get some of this, some of the blue happening. So we'll get our... Now, this blue I want to be really, really subtle. And I just want a dash of the blue in the mix because it's not bright. Oh, thank you. I'll need the spoon now. Okay. Thanks, Andrea. And we need to stir the dye. You can watch me stir the dye. Here we go. I think this blue might end up being a little bright. But we'll see. We'll see. We always have a bit of artistic license on these yarns, don't we? You've got to mix it for a while. Bring the chat back up. You need to borrow my Alienware laptop, Chantel, and see if this fixes the problem. Then you can ask for one for Christmas. Absolutely, Kim. I might have to. We might need to do a test. Because I didn't know, like, because you're right. I need to test to see if it is the laptop before I go and buy a new laptop. But I don't really know anyone with, like, an i5 or an i7 laptop that can run all this stuff. So that makes it difficult, doesn't it? All right, I just got to bring my photo back up. So he's got white and blue stripy legs. So we might go and do some specklies. Hello, honey. I hope you pop the Christmas lights on for us. Get us a bit festive. We'll get some blue specklies happening. I know there's stripes, guys. Honestly, I do. You'll be able to see me do it better on this side because the bottom half of the pan is better here. Now, these are slightly different. I have not lined these up identically like I usually do because I was going to frazzle and it was a bit dumb, but you know. Now he's got white shoes on, but white shoes are boring, so we're going to give him probably purple shoes. Abby's going, it's Millicent. So we want a bit of, so the other thing is this is pretty much dyeing one side of this yarn. So on this side I want to make it so there's not so much white, because on the other side there'll be lots of white. So when you use the yarn it'll speckle right out. You'll have some nice sort of soft speckly sections versus some less speckly bits. So I'm going to make up some more pink in a second and get that happening again. I'm just popping a bit more blue onto this side. Abs, I'll need to borrow your phone to take a photo of this because I can't take a photo while I'm live streaming. Sorry. Bright in the Day, Kim's asking for permission to screenshot your photo to toss it into the Fiberific fun zone so people can see it, if that's all right. That way you don't have to have your account off private for too long either, and people can still see it. And you're secure. Okay. All right. So we've got the pink, we've got the white, and we've got a bit of blue, probably more blue than we really needed in reality of it. Oh yeah, Abs, if you want to grab a shot. Abby's just coming in under to take a shot. Just so that I can replicate it.
We'll both.
Just one, it's fine. There you go. Step back, just watch out, you're on my cord. Okay, so I'm thinking for the green, I'm just going to do a gentle bit of speckles, if I can find my gloves. Can any of you see a box of black gloves? Oh, they're just down there. They fell off the table. Sorry, thank you, Andrea. Now, I'm going to go really, I just need one, thanks. I actually just need 2 fingers. I'm going to go very light with this because we don't want this green to overpower the other colours. But we do need a little bit in there for, my hands are so sweaty I can't get the gloves on. How sad is that? Ah, get in there, fingers. Beep, beep, beep. Sweaty hands of sweaty them. It's hot here today, guys. It is hot as Hades. Actually, I was going to say something else, but I might get demonetized. So, you know, you can think what I was going to say. You're probably right. So we need to do little speckles of green here and just a little dash of green across the middle. So I want to be really gentle and careful with this. My gloves, look at this. Look at this, you guys. There's my fingers. There's the glove. This is not working. I need control. No, I don't need to double layer it. I need smaller gloves that deal with sweaty fingers. All right. I've got a finger and I've got a thumb. That's all I need. So we're just going to gently, just a little bit. We don't want too much. It goes such a long way and we don't want it to take away from the other colours. We just want it to highlight it just a little bit. You girls, they've made their own chairs because I've moved all the chairs out to the office, so there's no chairs for them. We've got an esky and a bucket of citric acid. Talk about Aussies make and do. Okay, I don't know if you guys can even see the speckle. That's how pale I'm doing the speckle. So tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay, Abby's in the chat. Hey, Abby. Make sure we're not sharing internet, honey. Good, good, good. Oh, just so you know, you could be on the house internet because this is running through our mobile data. Okay, so that's all the green I want to put in. Just the tiniest hint of just the, you can see the speckles, fantastic. So now I need to wash my glove because otherwise I'm going to end up with green on everything. Now we want to make a bit of purple. Now I've got a beautiful violet purple here that I can just add in some little speckles of. Should we make a section of purple or would you like some speckles of purple? So let me just open up the chat. Put baby like powder in the gloves. Well, my hands are really sweaty, so it would just turn into glue, wouldn't it? I like watching them turn from powder to wet spots. Absolutely. So you reckon we've got some people saying a section, we've got some people saying it took longer to put the gloves on than to sprinkle the dye. Yes, it did. That's right. And that's why my hands are quite often dyed, because I don't always, you know, put gloves on. Sometimes I speckle with a spoon, but this time around I really wanted control over where it went, and so I wanted to be right down close. Little section of purple. So I reckon maybe up here in this white bit we can pop a little bit of purple in. I need a jug. I need a jug. I got a bucket of water with water in it, because that was good song writing. This is why I dye yarn for a living, because songwriting is not on the cards. Alrighty. Hey Andrea.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could grab like half a bucket of water and we can just top up this guy here, because I'm stealing all the water out of him. And I've got one that I want to actually utilise him for. Alright, I've got a little pot here of violet, And what I'm going to do is, it's quite purple. It's a nice purple, don't get me wrong. But I just wanted to brighten it a little, so I'm just going to add a dash of pink to it. Just a dash, just a smidgy bit. That's probably too much. Well, we'll find out shortly, won't we? It either worked or it didn't work. They're our choices. Alright, I need a mixy thing. Got some purple coming, guys. If you want specials, comment I. Oh, okay.
Sections, comment C so I can count them.
Alright, okay. Well, I'm making up some purple here. I need purple for another thing. So if we end up going speckles, I can always do that. No, I can adjust. You can just pour that straight in if you like.
All of it?
Well, yeah, if it doesn't overfill the pot.
Let's create a cloud.
Let's make it blood. Do, 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 do. Okay. Thanks.
You're crazy.
I know. That's how I deal with stress, is I get extra loopy. Okay, so we've got lots of eyes. Lots of speckles, eyes. Okay, well, I've got some purple mixed up for later. I'll just put that to the side. I've still got my speckly gloves on, so I can speckle. I washed the green off. At least I hope I washed the green off. I think I did.
What was it, eyes?
Alright, we've got some violet here. We can't mix any pink with it when it's like this though, so we're just going straight up violet. Oh no, big splodge. Oh, evil splodge of evil fell in. Someone's going to get an interesting skein. Alright, there's a big splodge of purple on that one. Speckles. Oh, there's a big splodge purple on that one too. Okay, there's two that are going to match. Alright, so it's probably... Oh my god, this purple is a bit lumpy, isn't it? Get some purple in for his leggings down here at the bottom. Alright. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do in that, because otherwise it's going to be too crazy, I think. You know, and I'm okay with crazy, but that's crazy. No, my gloves, I dried them with a paper towel. Don't panic, look, I've got paper towel everywhere here. So I washed them and then dried them before I speckled. Because I'm dumb. I'm dumb, but not quite that dumb. Rebecca says, do on pans of speckles and in the other sections. Does the colour just soak down into the other layers? Look, it does, but it's not as bright as this size, as this side. The other side will definitely be creamier, for sure. And what we could do is we could steam this and then flip it, but I don't want to flip it while the speckles are not set, because that would be very bad. So we're going to pop the heat back on. And then we're going to get their lids on. And we can make that decision, oh come on you, a little bit later. So we'll get these, get them some heat going. Andrew, would you mind popping over a couple of lids? And we're going to need to move these off. So maybe, yeah. So we'll get these with their lids on and we'll get ready for the next colour. So what do you think so far of this one? Allegra made it, yay!
These ones?
Yeah, they'll do, yep. Alrighty, and if you want to, sorry guys, if you move those pots,
yeah,
and pop down, see those racks that are standing on the side there?
Yeah.
If you pop them there, then you can stack these one on top of each other. Oh, thank you. Abby's just brought me ice water, you guys. Thank you. I got water and coffee, you guys. So these need to set, otherwise their speckles are going to go bad, and we don't like speckles to go bad. Can you pull the camera to the right slightly so we can see more of the right pen? I will. Once we set up the next batch, we will totally do that. Okay, so because what we can do is we can actually pop them across they're long. You can pop them across 2 racks and then just stack them on top of each other. They just need a minute. They're not hung up yet. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are going to sit here on this heat for a minute. Where are we? I'm just having a little... Was it one of your cooktops that died yesterday? On Tuesday, yeah. So I have these cooktops that I grabbed from Kogan. They're just, what are they called? Kitchen couture cooktops. And they're inexpensive and they do the job, the little induction cookers. But one was actually shorting out the house, and so we had to do some jiggery-pokery to work out what was going on. Make sure it wasn't power boards and extension leads, because, you know, I'm not exactly near a power point. Everything's running to this table via extension leads. And yeah, it was a bit of fun. But we've gone and grabbed one of these IKEA cookers. And I quite like it, actually. It's quite solid and seems to be good with the temperatures. I'm just playing with the temperatures to work it out. So let's have a look here. Okay. That's cold because there's nothing under there. Alright, okay, so I don't know. You just need to sort of grab, there's handles here. I'll pull out your handle. So that one's there, but the other one's just in there. Because these are, you know, these are not the lids for these pans. Alrighty. Turn off your power so you don't have a heart attack like that one did. And next one out. There you go. Alrighty, and then if you wouldn't mind grabbing me another 2 pans. Thanks, Andrea. Andrea's a legend, you guys. She's doing all this. She's like, I'll come round and help. And I'm like, thank you. Yes, I shall put you to work. Thank you. You can see Christmas light reflections. Oh yeah, you can too, on the cookers and on the pans. Okay, so you wanted a bit more on the right pan. Let's see what I can do about that. How's that? It's just it does move around. I don't get total control. How's that? Is that a bit better? Alright, we need to get some water in these pans before we turn the heat on. Can you grab me a scoop of citric acid, pretty please, at Crispies? Because I had citric acid up for that amount, and we've just increased its water. Oh, you can't get the lid off the bottle. She's been using the citric acid as a seat, and now we can't get the lid off it. So funny. That would be what it would happen if I sat on it. I'd be like, it is destroyed now, no longer useful as a bucket. She's done it, everybody. She's in. Woohoo! Adam, you can sit on that. Or Adam Fiberific, the actual little chairs that I stole that you guys could come and grab. Sorry, I know you can't see anything, but we're laughing here. Sorry, just so you know, you don't like the Crispies. What? I missed something. Kim can't believe that Abby doesn't like the dip. I don't know what the Crispies were. Hi Christine, how are you going? Well, we've dyed one yarn. And it was that beautiful nutcracker yarn that Kim posted a picture over in the Fiberific Fun Zone. Sorry, Ab? Oh, okay. Pretty pleased with Christmas. Alright, I get it now, because I don't even think about it when I say that. I just say it. Alright. Next picture. I'm just... Okay, so it turns out I can't use a touchscreen with my gloves on. Oh, man. Come here, Varys. Okay, now we've got a beautiful, beautiful pink sunset that was posted by Debbie Mudd. It's got the hashtag Fiberific Fun Zone. So if you Fiberific Inspo. So if you want to go and check out that one, it's a gorgeous. I'm assuming, yeah, it's a sunset. It's got the time on it, 6:24 p.m. Thank you, Debbie, for putting that in. Sally can't hear over the rain at her place. So what yarn do you reckon we should dye that one in? Should we do that in silk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need a silk for that as well. Alrighty, so if you want to organise us, maybe just two of a matching silk. And maybe we can also pop in two of the 8 plies as well. We'll do them both like we did last time. Oh, thank you, Abby. Behind the scene photos. Well, maybe I'll just pull my pants up.
That's behind the scenes.
No one needs to see behind that scene. Andrea has lost it. Lost it. Sorry, Andrea. Oh, okay. All right. So these pans are just about hot enough. So I'm actually going to turn them off just so, because we're going to be dealing with some silk here. I've got some amazing, which one are you going with there? Is that the single? Yeah, probably single. These are about 45 gram skeins, 550 meters in these skeins. I don't actually have this particular silk as a stock base, but I have a kilo or a half kilo cone of it. Turns out I've got blue dye in my hands. So with silk, you have to be particular, and on the gloves, you have to be particularly careful of how hot it gets. Silk loses its luster if it's dyed at greater than 80 degrees. So I'm just laying this in, trying not to touch it too much. Turns out I've got blue dye on my hands. I didn't know it was there. Just give my hands a little wash. Okay.
Chickens are coming.
Oh, thank you. And we're going to do, we've got our 500, each skein of this is 550 meters, and it came out to about 45 grams. It's a gorgeous single. I love working with it. Thanks, Andrea. And then we're also going to dye a couple in the DK, because you guys like the DK. Oh, yes, please. Maybe another 4. Is there another 4 there? We want to go that way so they match. Ow. Don't put your hands in boiling water and then expect them not to burn. Just saying. Alright, so because these bases are totally different, they're going to come out totally different, basically. So we've got some beautiful pinks, and I'm going to say like nearly dark grey. So that's what I'm aiming for there. Kim is off, you guys. So Jackie's in charge now. So be nice to Jackie. Abby's running a behind the scenes camera right now for those on Patreon. We're going to post some stuff up there. Where are we? Kim says, and buy white gloves instead of black gloves for residual dye. Yeah, it was actually my hand. I had blue dye in my hand. My glove was all right. It was my hand that was the problem. I thought it was on the glove. All right, that's okay, because we're going to go a little bit dark. We're going to get a bit of dusky purple. I'm just going to go over here. I want that. Yes, Abby?
I'm taking a photo.
And I want... Should we go like a silver grey or a darker grey? What do you guys
Eyes
reckon?
for silver grey, T's for dark grey.
What's eye and T? What's the deal with that?
I just like, it's like eyes in favour.
Oh, I get it. But what's the T for then?
I could think of it the other one.
Nay.
Nay. I and nay. All right. So we're going to go a nice dusky pink here. And then I'm going to look at my options for grey. So this pink, it's called Dusk. It's a different brand of dye. I need a little jug. I've only got big ones. That's okay. I shall use this cup. I shall make do. Ha ha ha. Because I don't want too much. Actually, I do want too much, don't I? I don't know. Eyes for silver grey, and then the dark if needed. That's a good idea, Chris. Alrighty. I just poured boiling water on my fingers. I am talented. Do you want to grab me a large jug, please? I am going to need a larger jug. Thank you. Beep, 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 beep. It's so boring listening to nothing, isn't it? Like, you may come to my dye stream and stare at pans of undyed white yarn. Enjoy. Okay, so we've got this really nice dusky kind of purpley colour. So here, eyes have it, so we're going to go with the silver grey. All right, so we've got some dusky purple here. We'll just go gently to start with. See how pale that is? We're going to go for the tops for that. I love this colour. This is just a straight up colour from Landscapes Elements called Dusk. And I can't mix anything that matches even remotely to this, and I just love it so much. I use it for myself a lot. But it's a bit subtle. Subtle is a good word, subtle. So what do you think? Do you like this colour? Someone's cooking food while they're watching. Good job. Oh, I just got that cord in there. I'll fix that up in a sec. Back you go, you little devil.
Massive strawberry.
No, I can't eat while I'm dyeing, honey. I can talk about food while I'm dyeing. Now see how it's going a totally different colour on this wool, because the wool is not white, the wool is cream. Now it's still a pretty dusky colour, but on the white silk it just goes a whole nother level. I don't know if you guys can see there, possibly not, it might be a bit outside the camera.
Can I show them the big fat strawberries?
No, Abby. You can't have food over here. I'm working with toxic dye. Unless, of course, you don't want to eat those strawberries and you're happy for me to throw them in the bin. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit more of the purple here, because then I'm going to blend some pink into it. But I want to go subtle, you guys. Subtle, subtle, subtle. It's not really my key, is it? Subtle. Ha! Chantel dyes subtle yarn. Alright, we got our pink. And I just want a little dash of the pink in there to start with. We're going to sort of make it brighter and brighter and then go to the grey. So we're starting with like the dusky colour. We're going to move it a bit more pinkish woods, you know, slowly, if I can mix. Alright, I'm going to move this microphone, you guys, and you can tell me if it made any difference whatsoever. Oops, I moved it to the ground. Can you still hear me? Because I moved the microphone onto the ground. That was not quite intentional, but that's what happened. So we've got a little line. That really needs a bit more pink rather, doesn't it? That didn't quite do the job there. Where are we?
They said no difference.
No difference. Excellent. Glad to hear. All right, I'm just going to pop a line over here. Just even though I'm not happy, I'll match them up. We'll get a bit more pink in here. I'll have to go a dash heavy-handed with the pink, I think. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm going to put the same amount in again. Because, you know, otherwise it'll be bad and bad things will happen and all of a sudden it'll be like eye melting pink. I've never made an eye melting pink before. And then it won't work and we'll all be sad. And this is such a pretty picture. I want to do it justice. Alrighty, let's try this. That's looking a bit pinker now, isn't it? Oh, Abby, that's disconcerting. Because I can hear myself saying other words and I'll get confused as where I am in the conversation. Alright, I need to pop this heat back on. It's not absorbing the dye.
Someone wants the photo again.
The photo of what?
The photo of the dyeing.
Oh, okay. Oh, Kim's not there. Jackie, are you able to well, actually, we'll get permission.
Got a link.
Oh, there's a link. Thank you. Pop the link in. So again, this one's going to be a bit more whiter on the 8 ply just because there's so much more yarn in the pan than what's going to happen here with this beautiful silk that I just realized I dropped pink dye all over it. Oh my god. It's alright. I'm going to dye that section a bit dark, so hopefully it'll blend in a bit. Alrighty. Now we're going to pink it up just a bit more. We're going to add a bit more water and add a bit more pink. This time I'll really try not to get the pink on top of the yarn. It's because there's a breeze, guys. There's a beautiful, glorious breeze that's just kicked in. It's making our lives less miserable in the sweltering dye shed of Fiberific. Did that sound torturous and horrid? Murderous shed of dye where people go to die and die.
Mom, I used to
Picture a lady with a whisk.
say that. We're gonna get demonetized.
Okay. Oh, you bounced out. Get back in the bucket. Springy thing of springs. Alright, we've got some more pink coming, you guys. Pinking it out a bit. Oh, see, I'm liking how that did that. That was lovely. I wish I knew how to do that colour pink again. That's the thing with these dye streams, you guys. I quite often just make it up as I'm going. So a lot of these colours are really one-offs. No matter how much I try and try and try. Sometimes I just cannot replicate. Some I can, some I can't. But these ones where I change the tone of the dye as I go, I can't seem to replicate those. Because I'm not measuring it properly is what it is. What do you think? Do you guys like the subtlety that's this sort of sunset in Queensland sunset in an afternoon where we've got a purple cloud sky? Alright, we're going to start silvering out the bottom and then making it probably a bit darker. So to this same pink mix, I'm going to add some silver. Hopefully it doesn't do anything evil like go murky green or something. Because then we'd be crying. There would officially be tears.
How about the soft light green from New Zealand?
Oh yeah, that was bright. It did. Oh, funnily enough, the dye in the jug looks like this colour again. Soon find out. A little. We need a bit more grey, I think. That's a bit too subtle, I think. Too subtle! Not something that people say to me very often. Chantel, you're too subtle. Oops, again with the dye getting caught in the breeze. This is why I was supposed to wear breathing masks. Because it's so fine. The breeze can just pick it up and run away with it. You're loving this colour? Loving the variation between the two bases? Yeah, I like that. If you love these colours and they go up for sale, then you can, because they're one-offs, absolutely. They're both great, but that silk's amazing. I agree. Look, I love dyeing silk, but you've just got to be so cautious with it. See how we're starting to get bubbles again there? I'm really watching that. Because silk is so... There we go. That's what I wanted. That darker purpley grey. Sorry, sidetracked. I poured it in and went, yay, that's what I want. Alright, now I'll go over here and do some over here. Abby's out here eating these massive strawberries that were left here on Saturday from the Fiberific Christmas party we had. Ginormous strawberries that she's absolutely, like, we're not allowed to have any. She's having them all. She keeps offering them to us and then just walking off. Like, hey, Mum, Dad, do you want to do strawberries tonight? We're like, yeah, sure. And she's like, okay. And then just walks off eating the strawberries. We're like, thanks, I think. Now, the other side will probably be a little more mottled of this blend. It won't be quite so liney, like it won't match up quite as much, just because we're dealing with dye. Now, I'm going to do these last little bits quite, like, a bit dark. Sort of the purpley grey still, but a bit dark. What do you think, Andrea?
Amazing.
Okay, I'm just going to go straight up silver grey, because that colour is just working so nicely. But I'm going to go heavy-handed. 1, 2, 3. I can always water it down if it's a bit too dark, which I don't think it will be because it's nearly black on the photo. Stirring things. How are you guys going? Are you enjoying this dye stream on mobile? Rowan's Impressions wants the silk. So these are, I have to check it, but they're 550 meters or thereabouts. One of them is a bit shorter, I think. I screwed up. One of them's about 500 meters, one's 550. So one's like 45 grams and the other's 40 grams. So they're really fine. Oh, hello, Bubbles. Get out. So it's delicious silk. It's a single, but multiplied, but still a single, if that makes sense. It's all been plied into one direction. So it's not like a nice lace twist, but it's so nice to use. And I'd just be careful and gentle with it. I probably wouldn't weave with it. It would get a bit fluffy, I would say. But it would make delicious lace and just go so nicely. There we go. I'm liking this sort of little hint of dark, but with the light still through it. What do you think of that?
So pretty.
So pretty?
So pretty.
Alright, now we just splodge out this one. Get some grey in there. Get the grey. It's a really nice silvery grey, this one. I don't use this dye very often. I just thought it would be really nice with these purple tones. And I think it is. So these guys are going to need a bit of time. Again, needs to absorb all the dye out of the water and all that sort of stuff. So we just need to get the can you grab me another couple of whips?
Yeah.
Thank you, lovely. And we'll get some heat into them so that they can steam. What will happen is eventually all this water will go clear again. It'll be sucked up. What do you think, Debbie Mudd? Good call, Jackie. This is Debbie Mudd's photo. Oh, sorry, I'll just get this out of here first. So about to lid it up. Oh, where's that Abby with her phone? That's right. We'll have to grab photos later. Abby's off. Oh, have you got photos of in this pan? Abby's just going to grab photos of in our pan for us so we can pop them up on Instagram. We can compare them how they look in the pan to how they look differently.
Wait, together?
So one of each probably because there's two different bases. Oh, that's a good point. There you go, and then fantastic. Alrighty.
High five.
High five.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, I have dye fingers. Ooh. There you go. I'll grab that one. So I'll just get some. I've got some heat going in. We'll get the heat in. So what are you guys working on? Are you still working on your Christmas patterns? We just need to chin-wag over the pans for a second while they get some heat into them. So let's read the chat here. Oh yeah, maybe as a weft. Absolutely, you just can't warp with it. It wouldn't take the headers going over it all the time. Debbie loves it. That's awesome. It is. It's beautiful. There's a short. The person whose photo it is will get first refusal of the yarn. And if they don't want it, that's totally fine. We'll just pop it out for sale for general. Andrew, would you mind grabbing these for me? Yeah, we're getting some buffering issues, guys. It's happening on my phone. I'm sorry. I think it's back now. So we'll see what's going on. We just get no luck, do we? They've lost the live.
Oh no.
Although I've got it back, but they might just be behind on the chat. So we'll wait and see, because I've got it back here. So where are we? We're at 11:14.